All right, everyone, we are sort of in the Emerald Isle, and we have tested this, and of course, it worked beautifully in the test. And at the moment, we are having a technical difficulty. So everybody, hang in. We're ready soon, but we're just figuring out what happened ever since it worked beautifully with the run through, and we're figuring out why it's not happening correctly right now. So everybody have a little bit of that Irish whiskey, have a little bit of champagne, have a snack, and we will be with you as soon as we possibly can.
Don't go away. We're saying refresh their page, right?
Yeah.
And then go through the Facebook link
Yes.
for 35 years. So try that, and we think we should be with you very shortly. Thanks for hanging in.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Emerald Isle. We have, as we had mentioned, we are having a little glitch, which did not happen during our two run-throughs, and that is what happens when when life happens. You know what? It's 2020. So we're just going to go with the 2020 and say everything is going to go well from here on. So we have a great evening planned for you for the next hour. And joining me is going to be your MC for the evening. This is Sharon Eisenhower. Sharon has been a volunteer of ours for many, many years with her spectacular dog Bandit, who I was able to take out myself on pet visits many, many times. So he is near and dear to my heart. And Sharon has been part of our family for quite a while. So Sharon, I'm going to turn it over to you for.
Thank you. Well, we'd like to welcome you as well. And it was nice to be living so close to the Pals for Life office, because Paula would call and say, is Bandit available? And I'd say, come and take him. He loves it. So yes, we do have a lovely connection, and we really have been family for a very long time. Right off the top tonight, do we want to just remind people to check their emails if anybody's trying to having problems as we're working things out with the technical difficulties? So just keep that in mind. They should be starting to come on now.
Yeah,
so.
we should be getting
There's
some
always
people.
something, but we're here, and we're having fun. All right. And we do, first of all, want to thank our patrons for helping make this night special. Okay, so, and then we have sponsors to thank too.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing that I would like to thank is our committee. When we started this project a year ago, we were going to have our traditional benefit at the Desmond, and of course that all changed. And my committee is just fantastic as far as having suggestions and having planning meetings and figuring out a virtual event. And so you will see our committee members. They are just wonderful people, and we can't thank them enough. We also tonight have a corporate sponsor. This is Samantha Giardinelli, and she is a fantastic local realtor, and she is actually hoping that her golden retriever will be a therapy dog for Pals for Life as soon as we're able to resume our pet visits. So we want to thank all of those who are our patrons, our sponsors, and our benefit committee. So.
Right. So, and again, welcome everybody as you're here and as you're starting to trickle in here as we work things through. It's nice to see.
Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do the sponsors again.
Okay.
Are you trying to the patrons? Is that what we're doing? So our patrons are people who have really stepped up and donated at a very, very generous level. And this year, actually even more than last year. So we appreciate our sponsors. You guys are just fantastic, and many of you have been with us year after year after year. And we love you to pieces, and thank you for your support.
Okay. All right. Indeed. So.
Happy anniversary, Pals for Life.
Happy anniversary, Pals for Life. It's your 35th year. And I've been with Pals for Life for more than 10 years. And I remember when I joined and started volunteering with my dog, the love and hugs that she gets from the college kids is just so rewarding. So it works for all of us. Thanks, Pals for Life.
Happy 35th anniversary, Pals for Life.
Happy 35th anniversary to Pals for Life from your friends here at Braxton's Animal Works.
Hi, Maya and I would like to wish Pals for Life a very happy 35th anniversary. We have been so happy to be part of this wonderful organization that gives so much comfort and happiness to so many people.
Happy 35 years, Pals for Life.
Happy 35th anniversary, Pals for Life.
Happy 35th anniversary, Pals for Life.
Thank you so much for joining us and celebrating our 35-year history, which we could not have accomplished without you. We are so looking forward to the next 35 years and your support in allowing that to happen. We really need it right now to get through these challenging times. People are waiting for us to get back, and really it's all on your help in order to help us help those who need us so very much.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for all the well wishes, and it is one big happy family. We are a diaspora at these moments, but we're all here, and we're about to have some fun this evening. You can see all the auction items online, of course, but we like to highlight a few of them through the course of the night. We have some you can sort of see behind me here in this room, just some nifty things that I think you're going to want to, pop in there and make a bid on. Can we start with this? Do you believe this, my dear? This is a beaded purse. It's a lovely bird. It's got a nice chain to it, and it is we're calling it a luxury crystal clutch. All right, and do we have the name of who made this? We don't have the name of who, but it's an evening bag.
It was from Neiman Marcus.
Oh, from Neiman Marcus, lovely. And it's got a shoulder chain as well. And you can see the inside, so there's plenty of room in there. I'm trying not to pinch my fingers when I shut it. The bid is right now up to $120. So off and running with this lovely bird purse. You will be styling when you go out with this. All right, we'd like to move into a video that we made for you just to celebrate the wonderful 35th anniversary of Pals for Life. Enjoy.
What makes the human-animal bond so special? I don't know. It just is. It's really that special when you connect and you know you're all part of the same pack and you're all part of the same team.
I was walking home from the train one day and I literally got an image in my mind of an elderly woman holding a dog on her lap. And I wondered, are there people out there who really would love the companionship of a pet, but because of their circumstances, they just couldn't have one? And I started looking to see, are there any organizations that bring pets to people who can't have them? And there wasn't at that point. And it was interesting because just at that time, I got a newsletter from the Pennsylvania SPCA, and they said they had been bringing pets out to nursing homes, but they were going to stop their program. It wasn't in their mission, and they were too busy doing education programs, and they just couldn't do it anymore. So I had a meeting with them, and I said, what if I started a nonprofit organization, borrowed your pets, and went to the facilities that you're not going to anymore? And they thought it was a fantastic idea. And I went to 2 other animal shelters who were just in the same position. So it was having the right idea at the right time, and it just went from there to the point where now we usually do over 600 pet visits every year.
The first word that comes to mind is giving and caring.
Loving, caring,
Giving, organize, happiness.
My mother was one of the first, if not the first, volunteer for Pals for Life, and I got involved because of her. So Pals for Life is like a big family that just gives and cares about people and pets.
I think Pals for Life is one of the greatest organizations in this area. They touch so many lives in different types of places, in schools, children's libraries, hospitals, psychiatric facilities. And I don't know any other organization that can reach so many people each year.
It's a new experience every single time. And you walk in the door and the joy of people just seeing that you're coming and what you can do to help people, that never gets old. The thing is that animals don't care about what other people think about you. They don't care about what someone thinks you ought to be. So a dog doesn't care if a person has white hair and can't remember their children's names. And a cat doesn't care if you've been in a car accident and you've had a brain injury. And a bunny like Bubbles doesn't care if you're a teenager with drug or alcohol problems. They're going to look at you just the way you are and say, you are perfect and I love you. And sometimes that's the only way that they can get that kind of a message. The pets can do things that the most highly trained and most well-meaning people just can't.
Seeing the special needs kids with the animals has been huge. For one thing, they all want to know if it's a Pet Pals Day. That's the first question I get in the morning when I see anybody. Is, are the pets coming in today? Are the pets coming in today? And then they want to know which pets. So, they definitely get excited about it. But the other thing is just the lack of nervousness, I guess. They don't have to worry about how they're feeling that day, or if they're going to stumble over their words, or if they can't read something in a book. When the animals come in, they just grab the books, and whether they're showing them a picture or reading the words or telling them something that's not even in the book, they just love it. And some of them don't do that at all, and they just pet them. You can see a definite change in their demeanor when the animals are around.
They don't judge, they don't question, they give love, they seek love, and I think sometimes even when they don't get love, they still give love back.
So the wonderful thing about Pals for Life is that it is a living organization, and that we change and adapt to what circumstances bring us and what we find out that people need. So we might not even know what the future holds, but we'll be ready for that, and we'll be ready to make a personal, individualized program for any facility that needs us or any individual.
The interaction with the animals is far greater than just volunteering with people, because people just connect with animals in a thoroughly different way, in a non-judgmental way, and they feel very comfortable to just be themselves around animals. And Pals for Life really needs your help to live through this crisis and keep on doing the great work it's been doing.
Thanks so much, everybody. As we know, we are in kind of challenging times here, trying to raise our money for our great organization, Pals for Life. We're looking tonight for donations of maybe, let's say, $3,000. We're having a goal. We have all the auction items that you can bid on, and you can bid on them after till 9 o'clock at least. We're going to stay tuned on that. That's our goal for the auction. That's running. But if, say, you just would like to make a donation, and you don't want to necessarily bid on anything, just like, I really would like to contribute to Pals for Life. That's rolling now. We have a goal of $3,000, which now stands at $1,200. Thank you so much. So that's off and running. And that'll be up there for you for the whole evening as well, or for our whole hour together as well. So I was able to speak to our program director, Kristen Abbott, last week, and we're going to show you that in just a second. We really do want to thank profoundly and profusely our sponsor for this segment. Samantha Giardinelli is the sponsor for this segment. So Samantha is a local realtor, and she specializes in the main line. She has the resources to provide funding for her sellers to prepare their homes for the market, and she has an extensive network that she can use to get more buyers into play. Her access to properties before they hit the market, her excellent negotiating skills and exceptional strategies help her buyers find the perfect home and win offers in a competitive market, and boy, it sure is right now. Samantha's very involved in her community, and she's really honored to sponsor Pals for Life. So thank you from the bottom of our furry hearts, and here's our State of the Union for you. So, wow, right? We've had some crazy times this past year, and I'm wondering what kind of pet visits, let's go back. Sure. What kind of pet visits was Pals for Life doing the end of 2019 and beginning of 2020 before the virus, before COVID?
So the end of 2019 and beginning of 2020, we were continuing with our mission that we had done all year, and we were increasing the number of visits that we were doing. We were continuing to do our nursing home visits and our hospitals and our rehab visits. We were increasing our mental health and behavioral health residential visits quite a lot. There was an increased demand for that, which was we saw as a wonderful sign that the benefits of pet therapy are really beginning to get recognized, and we were being invited into more places. One of our fastest growing programs was also our adolescent emotional support program. And that was geared towards students in the middle school, high school age range who were receiving extra support at school for social things that were also then helping them in the classroom setting. And we had such success at one school, word spread, and so we started bringing that to more and more and more schools. And so we had growth with just about all of our programs, and it was really fantastic. And we're really proud of the work that we did at the end of last year and the beginning of this year.
So now how's that changed?
Well, once COVID happened, in order to make sure everybody stays safe, we've had to discontinue in-person pet visits, which has been a very challenging thing for everybody. But what we've done is we had to pivot, and we had to find a way to still offer the joy of animals and what we do virtually. And so there was a couple of different ways that we did that. We did a virtual pet visit. We actually did 2 virtual pet visits, one in an assisted living center and another with an emotional support program at a school. We also were able to do a window visit where we actually walked around the outside of the building and were able to visit with the residents through the windows, which was really fantastic because they had been without the animals for so long. We'd gone into lockdown and they had missed their friends that they were used to seeing and had built a relationship with. And so even being able to see them through the window was really fantastic.
So it's great that you were able to figure out a different way to make your visits and doing the whole thing virtual. Looking to the future, are you hatching any other plans to do anything specifically?
Well, I think for now our future is in these virtual visits or window visits if that's something that could be arranged. So as we look to the future, I'd like to see a combination of both. I'd like to see our in-person visits resume, and we continue with the virtual visits for those that couldn't have us in person. I know I speak on behalf of our volunteers and our animals when I say that while the facilities miss us, we miss them. And so we are excited to get back to in-person visiting whenever we can. And I think that's why it's so important for financial support, so that we can continue to exist, so that when we are allowed to go back into the facilities, we're existing and can do that. And so typically we ask for financial support for us to continue our mission. We need financial support just to continue. And that is what we hope everyone will support us in, that to not only continue the work that we're doing, but to be there when we can finally return. Because connection, that's what we all need, and someday we're going to get it all back. So we're doing what we can now, which is great, but we want to be there for the future. And so we need your support. Help us not only to continue our mission, but to continue.
As you can see, they're doing great work, right? I wanted to give you a little update on the auction. I think we've been saying that it's going to end at 9 o'clock, so we end our little portion of the night at 8 and extending the auction till 9. Guess what? You have until 9:30 now. So we have built in a little extra cushion there for you to keep on bidding until 9:30. So I have a really neat one for you right now. It's auction number 198. Just keep a note of that. It's 5 times dog walking. So hey, who couldn't use a little help with walking your dog? So here's 5 times, donated by Lexi Messi Antonio. And again, it's auction number 198. We can also remind you to just keep this window open as you're watching us, but then you can also go and bid as well. Do I have that right, guys? Is that how? Okay, so all right, so you can multitask. We know you can, because you're here with us now and we're having a ball. Of course, it's the animals that make Pals for Life so special, right? We have a little bit later, you're going to love this, there's a pet trick video coming up. So we have some really talented animals that are working here for Pals for Life and playing and doing their volunteer work. So years ago, I think Paula mentioned this at the beginning, I had a dog, my husband Bob and me, named Bandit. It was a Border Collie mix, so smart and so adorable. And he really was a star for Pals for Life, if I do say so myself. I mean, we had such fun, and he loved doing it. He would just be so proud to go and do his job, and he knew he did something good. And he'd go home and he would crash and burn, but he knew he did a good job. So one day, we're in a facility, and here comes this dear man in his wheelchair, and he's rolling down, and he looked so sad. And I had Bandit with me, and I said, "Oh, hi, sir, how you doing today?" And he just went. When I tell this story, I start to cry, I swear. Bandit gets up, he walks over to this man, and we taught the dogs to say hello, to put their paws on the person's lap if they're in the chair and they couldn't get up, so say hello. Bandit did his say hello to this guy, and he just stayed there for the longest time, and the guy's loving up Bandit, loving him up. And he finally looked up at me and he says, "I'm better now." So, one of many, many, many stories about how good a job these dogs do and these pets and these animals. So speaking of that, we have another pet story for you. Take a look at what Steve has to say.
One of my favorite memories of Pals for Life is we were in a rehab, and there was a younger girl who had physical challenges, had leg surgery, but also had some emotional issues as well. And she refused to get out of bed to do any of her physical therapy. But then she saw Quincy and decided that she wanted to walk Quincy around the floor. And nothing was going to stop her. She finally got herself out of bed. I handed her the leash. She started walking him around the floor while I was giving him hand signals on what to do, because she could have been pulled if he was not right in line with the two of us. She told me to stop doing that. She needed to, because she was walking Quincy. Well, I didn't think anything of it. I was just having fun walking with Quincy, and talking to somebody who was enjoying that. I came back the next time, and the physical therapist and recreational therapist basically shared the story with us that she had not gotten out of bed. She had not done a thing. This was the whole thing that kick-started everything. So it was only after the fact that I learned that she wasn't getting out of bed. I just thought it was a fun thing for her to do in the moment.
What a great story. Thanks, Steve, for that. Sometimes you just don't know. You don't know in the moment how much good these pets can be doing for the people that we're visiting. So that's a great story. We're going to move into another auction item for you now. Check this out. Is that deer? It's not a deer, it's a cat. This is auction item number 101. And don't get silly on me, people. It's a cat. It's called Cat Dozing. All right. I love the colors on it. It's done by Andrea Kielich. You might know her. You might know her name. She's Paula's sister, and it's an original acrylic. And again, it's auction number 101. And don't forget, you can keep bidding until 9:30. But keep both of these windows open so we can talk to you and we can share some nice videos with you, and you can bid on the side, and then you get the whole Pals for Life experience tonight. So pet visits, that's what we're all about. So here's Kristen to tell you a little bit about that.
Our flagship program takes place at congregate care centers, such as nursing homes, mental health centers, hospitals, hospice, adult day centers, and memory care units. We bring the joy of companion animals to those who are receiving residential care and perhaps no longer have access to their own pets or miss the joy of interacting with animals. The pets provide opportunities for people to gather for socialization and fun. Petting the dogs encourages physical mobility, provides sensory stimulation, and sharing anecdotes about previously beloved pets improves memory clarity. For anyone making the brave step of receiving mental health care, the animals can provide stress relief and a happy, relaxing time together. Petting the animals increases the body's feel-good hormones, such as oxytocin, which actually can help lower the stress hormones in the body. As one resident told me after spending time with the animals, "These animals remind me that there are still good things in this world."
You guys do such amazing work, honest to goodness. We're really excited that you're all here to help support Pals for Life on our great visits to people. Wouldn't you like to get away right now? Who would not like to get away right now? And it's not really possible in many senses of that term. But here's one way that's I hope it's just irresistible, because this is going to be so cool. So Paula, you can tell us about this particular getaway.
So I want to tell you about a auction item that my sister mentioned in the Zoom. This is a condo in Sun Valley, Idaho, which is owned by my sisters. And Sun Valley, Idaho is magical. In the wintertime, it is like a fairy tale. There is downhill skiing, there's cross-country skiing, ice skating, snowshoeing. I actually have my own snowshoes just because of that. You can take a horse-drawn sleigh through the woods in the snow. It's fantastic. And then in the summer, it's a different kind of magic. There you can go bicycling, you can go hiking, you can go swimming, there are spas, there's world-class fly fishing there. So my sister's condo sleeps 4, and in 10 minutes in one direction you get into the lovely town of Ketchum with fantastic restaurants, adorable shops. Walk 10 minutes in the other direction and you're at the ski slopes. It couldn't be more perfect. So the nice thing about this, as my sister mentioned, is there's no expiration date. If you can't go next year, no worries, go the year after. Go the year after that. There are also no restrictions on it, which means the only time you can't go is when somebody has already booked it. So you can go any time of the year. It's really quite fantastic. We have a bid right now of $850, but it's worth way more than that. It's worth $1,200. And the other thing that my sisters sometimes do is they will sometimes give out a second one to the runner-up bidder. So if you don't quite make it, we want you to all to bid as much as you can. But more than one of you might end up getting this magical, wonderful getaway, which is just, it's just the time to go. Is go away, get away from it all, and be outside in nature all day long.
Excellent. Okay. Kristen has some words to tell us now about child anxiety. There's just so many ways that we at Pals for Life have been able to help people, and just getting more creative year by year, just coming up with different ways to be useful and helpful in our large community. So let's watch.
Our children's literacy program is called Read to Pet Pals, which promotes the joy of literacy. In this program, children practice reading out loud to our wonderful therapy pets. This is geared towards readers of any reading ability, from strong readers to readers with reading challenges and dyslexia. One of the most common fears amongst Americans is public speaking. Reading out loud is a form of public speaking. If a child is experiencing a reading difficulty or dyslexia, reading in public can be extremely challenging, which can then cause the child to feel anxiety the next time they're called upon, and eventually getting caught in an anxiety cycle. Reading to the animals is different because the animals are a non-judgmental audience. Petting the animals helps lower anxiety and makes it a fun environment, which makes it easier then for the children to read. Now they have a positive experience with reading, and that can override the negativity and anxiety and help break that anxiety cycle and ultimately promote a love of reading. Children who are strong readers attend our programs as well because they love reading to the animals and love spending time with them. The animals love the attention, and the readers have a positive and fun experience, and everyone leaves happy.
All right, welcome back. We would like to talk to you now. I don't know which is more special. It's not. They're all just unbelievably special people. Now here's a guy that if you've been to our benefits in the past, you will have seen him in person. He's become nicely involved in the benefits in the past handful of years. And what a sweetheart. His name is Ray Didinger. Paula, tell us about him.
So Ray Didinger and his wife Maria Gallagher have been volunteers for us for many, many years with their bulldog Mac originally. But what Ray is most famous for is that he is the person who knows the most about the Philadelphia Eagles that anyone has ever been or will be in the future. He has actually written the encyclopedia of the Philadelphia Eagles. He has a radio show on WIP Sports Radio, and following every Eagles game, you can find him and Michael Barkan on CBS Sports News discussing the games. He knows everything about the Eagles. He also knows everything about Villanova. He knows everything about Temple. If it's local sports or even national sports, Ray knows about it. Now, he has offered a Zoom session where you and as many of your friends as you can get onto Zoom can get together and talk Eagles, talk sports, till you just can't stand talking sports anymore. Right now, we have a low bid of $200. Usually, he gets way more than that. So you can also think of this as a gift for your sports-loving friends, your sports-loving husband, your sports-loving sons or whatever. But Ray is really special. You will have a fantastic time. He loves to talk nothing more than the Eagles. And it's really a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to just hang out with a really nice guy and learn everything about the Eagles, their past, their present, and where they're going. So Ray Didinger, it's item number, I have no idea. We're finding out in 12. Item number 12. So bid on that right now.
There you go. And as we say, what a dear guy he is, and generous to a fault maybe. But there's a little extra here, a little PS that we might want to add, because if the bidding goes a certain nice direction, he might be able to do a little bit more.
Yes,
is that the
he
deal?
often has offered more than one bidder to do that. So what I'm hoping is that if we get the bids over $500, that it will be worth his time to do it another time.
Times.
Yeah. So if we get it up a little bit, then if we bid, then we have more people who would be able to participate with that.
Marvelous, marvelous. All right, we're going to bring back our program director, Kristen, now. She's going to talk to us a little bit about assisting children and what we can do that way.
Our Children's Special Needs program is for children who are on the autism spectrum and other related special needs. In this program, we promote the idea of healthy interactions, relationships, and behavioral regulation. The animals provide motivation for the children to practice healthy interaction and relationships with others by practicing what we call calm body, calm voice. The children want to interact with the animals, so they're highly motivated to practice these behavioral skills. Sometimes, depending on the functioning level of the children, we can incorporate our literacy Read to Pet Pals as well. Building these relationships can have lasting positive effects on both the children and their furry friends.
Okay, thanks, Kristen. Okay, so we're moving back to another premium auction item. Again, the auction is going to go until 9:30, so keep that action moving for us. Here's something, what, we have no bids on this yet? Is this what we're about to talk about? That's really beautiful. Check this out, everyone.
It is a Gevro watch, and this watch actually is surrounded by diamonds. There are actual diamonds on this watch. So it is gorgeous. It's probably going to be for a, it's really kind of a statement watch because you can see it. It's on the larger side where people can't miss that it's got diamonds on it. And it's got this beautiful blue leather. I think it's crocodile or something like that. But it really is quite gorgeous. And that is item number 9. So we are looking for some bids on this gorgeous diamond studded, literally, watch. So.
Okay, and again, don't forget you can bid up until 9:30, and we're also very gladly accepting any kind of donation in addition to a bid, and we're trying to have a goal of about $3,000 for this hour. So let's march on here, everyone.
So if you're going to bid, I think what you have to do, you can go to the GiveSmart website, which means you have to go. You have to stop watching us for a minute, even as entertaining as we are. You can go to the GiveSmart website to bid there, or you can bid on your other device. You can bid on your laptop. You can bid on your cell phone, but you want to bid on that. But so you can. We are allowing you at any point to go and bid because that is our whole purpose of the evening is to raise the money in order for us to continue.
Continue these. It's such a varied array of programming that's developed over the years. And here's another one that's just really going to tug at your heart, where we're taking advantage of being able to support adolescents and emotional support for adolescents. That's a really key thing that we have to offer. And it's going very well. And here's Kristen to tell you a little bit more.
Our emotional support program is geared towards late elementary, middle school, and high school students who are receiving additional social support in an academic setting. By being taught emotional, social, and life skills in a supportive environment, they're able to have a more positive experience in the classroom. Our program can stand alone, or we can partner with an existing life skills program provided by the school, and we provide an additional way for the students to practice the skills they're already learning. Things like respecting boundaries, considering the needs of others as well as your own, and conflict resolution. The animals provide a great motivation for the students to practice these skills, as they want the pets to feel safe and comfortable. Learning about how to have a healthy relationship with the animals can hopefully translate into healthy relationships with their peers and others. Spending time with the animals can also be a calming and relaxing stress reliever for students as they face the challenges of adolescent life. And the pets provide non-judgmental, positive friendship. Because let's face it, relationships with people can be complicated, but a friendship with an animal is simple, and animals can reach students in ways that people often can't.
Okay, we have so many lovely things as auction items, so we're trying to squeeze as many of them in for you as we can tonight and give them their cameos here on our live portion of our programming. Would you look at this, everybody? I'm holding them upside down. Sorry, guys. It is a silk dog scarf made in Italy. It is auction number 103. And do we have any bids on this? It's at $60 right now. The mask is hard enough. Now you can't hear me behind the scarf. It's, can you see it okay? Look at all the different dogs on there. Is that gorgeous? Love the Afghan in the middle. Okay, so it's up to $60 at the moment. I mean, look how many things you can do with this. I mean, I'm not gonna QVC it, but I mean, you could. So many different ways. You could just tie it around, and oh, I love it. It's really a beautiful texture too. So again, that's made in Italy. Auction item number 103. So there's that. All right. Now talk about getting away. Here's another opportunity.
So I'm going to talk to you about another really fantastic auction item. This is the first time we've had this auction item. It is donated by Val Skripek and Michael Gallo, whom we love to pieces. And they have donated a $1,000 gift certificate to the Woodloch Resort. The Woodloch Resort is in the Poconos, and it's one of those places where you go there, you leave your car, and you just have fun. You eat there, all of your meals are included in your price. They have a gorgeous lake. So you can go boating, you can go swimming. They have boat tours around so that they can see people can see all of the wonderful wildlife. The kids can do paintball. They have a rock climbing. They have planned activities all day. Then after dinner, there are more planned activities at night. So it's truly someplace where you can go. You leave all your cares behind. It's a $1,000 gift certificate. The current bid is $700, so we got a little ways to go with that one. And it's really a wonderful way to just get away and have fun and forget all your troubles. So I think that's a really fun item, and it's item number 3.
And where is in the Poconos?
It's in the Poconos.
Do you know how far
It's
away?
about an hour and a half drive. It's not that far.
Oh,
So
that's
hour and a half,
easy.
2 hours. So it's not bad.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right. We're going to do one more thing. The David Rosenfeld
David
book.
Rosenfeld.
The book.
Hold on.
Wait until you see this, you guys. This is really, really special. Yeah, here, I'll win.
We have a really unique item to talk about. It's really fantastic. This is David Rosenfeld. He is one of my favorite authors. Every Christmas I get one of his books and nobody sees me while I go and watch it. So his main character is Andy Carpenter, who is an attorney, and he goes off and solves crimes with his fabulous golden retriever. In real life, David Rosenfeld has his own golden retriever, Tara, who is a therapy dog, and it does golden retriever rescue. He wrote another book called Dog Tripping to tell about these adventures of taking 10 golden retrievers in a van across country. The drool, there's the hair, there's all kinds of stuff. It is hilarious. So, what David Rosenfeld, who is a Zoom session, so you can talk to him about what's it like to write a book. You can talk to him about what's it like to drive cross country with 10 full-grown golden retrievers in the back of your van. He's really fantastic. You get a signed copy of his next book, and here's the really fantastic thing: you get your name as a character in his next book. Can you believe that?
I love it.
That is fantastic. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do that, to have all of your friends and you see your name as a character. Now, I don't know if you get to be the villain, or if you get to be the murder victim, or if you get to be the person who saves the day. I don't know the answer to that. But this is the only time that we will have this item. It's the only time that you will have this opportunity. The current bid is actually $800, but for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I just think it's just fantastic, and we appreciate David so much. It is item number 10. So bid so that you can get your name in a book that thousands and thousands of people will read.
And tell him a couple other books
that
he's written.
They're fantastic. Outfoxed, The 12 Dogs of Christmas, Collared. I mean, he's hilarious, and every book is just a gem. You will really love him.
That's a great auction item, truly. Okay, everybody enjoy. How would you like to be at work and having kind of a bad day, and in comes the dog, or a bunny, or a cat? We do corporate visits. Check it out.
Our corporate wellness program is designed to promote joy and wellness in the workplace. Spending time with the animals can help relieve stress and promote happiness. The animals are a unique wellness activity in that they can interact with the workers right at their workstations, so the employees can experience the wellness effects without interrupting their productivity. When employees feel that their management cares about their wellness and wants to provide activities to encourage it, there can be a lower employee turnover and a higher sense of satisfaction in their work environment. And it's hard to tell who's having more fun, the employees or the pets.
That would certainly make my day, so working in a corporate setting and having a pet visit. Anything else we want to remind people of? And we're still going for the $3,000 just straight donation through the course of the evening. That would be wonderful. And the bidding will on our auction items will go until 9:30 tonight. And here comes another good one, the Wagmore Cabin.
Wagmore. This is a donate. The stay in the Wagmore cabin is donated by our wonderful friends Becky and Paul Douglas. This is a cabin that they had made themselves. They built it themselves in the endless mountains of Pennsylvania, past the Poconos a little bit, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It actually it sleeps 8 people. It is dog friendly. Bring your dog, and they're in the woods. They are near a lake. It is just this peaceful, wonderful place where you can go and enjoy nature. I will say, with Becky and Paul, they're all stressed and everything's going on. They go off to Wagmore and they come back and they're like, oh, I'm so relaxed. But it is the perfect place for you to go to get away, be with nature. I'm always hearing about the wildlife that they're seeing and the birds that they're seeing. And there's country places you can go to for dinner and whatever. But it really is a wonderful, wonderful oasis of peace in this time. Now the bid is up to $850, but you can fit 8 people in there. So you and 7 of your friends, if you each pitch in a couple $100, you can really have a nice getaway. And then the nice thing is you can cook out. You can go for walks and just hang out with your friends and family. It is item number 1. So now is the time to bid on item number 1.
1 for Wagmore. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. We have another little video to share with you from Kristen. I have seen this one in action. I'll tell you about it later, but this is Pals Goes to College.
Did you know? Pals Goes to College. Our college program brings cuddly pets to college students to relieve stress and promote joy during their stressful final exams, midterms, and even all semester long. Taking a break from studying to spend time with the animals provides the students with relaxation, socialization, and an opportunity to interact with pets when they're often missing their own. For many students facing depression and anxiety, students often struggle with isolation and the feeling that there isn't any help out there for them. The animals can encourage them to break that isolation and come spend time with them, and it shows them that there are resources for them, and there are people and animals who care. It's not an easy time to be a college student, and the pets are here to help.
Isn't that great? The one thing I wanted to say is I have seen Pals visits at college, and those kids just go crazy. They come running down the hall, look, there's dogs, and they get down on the floor just like they were back home. So that's a great little aspect of all the many things that we're able to provide here as Pals for Life on our various visits throughout our community. Back to another auction item. who is this individual who's walked into the shot with me? Happens to be...
Is it a pet?
my pet. He's my pet. He's my husband, Bob Craig.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
Okay. Do I know you?
Last I checked. You might know him. He's a jazz DJ. He's been in Philadelphia radio for
40 years.
40 years in Philly radio, longer than that is his overall radio career. So maybe you know him from WMGK, WPEN. He's now a jazz host on WRTI 90.1 FM. And he has generously offered to Zoom with you. What do you want to know? This guy's been in radio, like we said, for like ever. So tell us a little bit more about that and what maybe people might be interested in chatting about with you.
Well, there's a lot of times people will ask you when they ask you what you do for a living, and you say, well, I'm in radio. And then they say, well, that sounds kind of exciting. And I say, well, it's what you make it. And a lot of them have some kind of like maybe a passive interest in it, or they know somebody who is thinking of being in broadcasting, or sometimes they like to know a little bit about the goings on, the makings of radio and what they're hearing and how it all happens and so on and so forth. So if you happen to have particular questions, or if you want to talk about music or jazz or whatever regarding radio, by all means, or records.
Records, and I just wanted to jump in and say Sinatra, if you like Frank.
Yeah, I did a show of Sinatra's for years at WPEN, so there's a lot of things we can talk about, radio, music, and so on and so forth. It's really something that's kind of unique, I think, for somebody to take advantage of. So whether or not you're interested deeply or have a passive interest in it, give it a shot, give it a call, and make your bid. And I would really love to talk with you. And there's no time limit on it either. So whatever time you have available, let me know, because I got a lot of time, and we can have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, very good. And all the behind the scenes stories. So just like a little teeny little glimpse into that's how we met. I was doing news in radio, and he hired me at a radio station in Connecticut. So we've been together ever since, and we're an all-media family, and boy, do we have stories. I keep telling him he needs to write a book at some point. So you can get a lot of that out of him, and they're hilarious. We have had a blast in our careers, haven't we?
We have. I've never worked a day in my life.
So it's an awful lot of fun. So I don't think there's any bids coming in yet. We're staying tuned on that, so people are maybe mulling that over. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't
He
be
won't
afraid.
bite.
Totally harmless.
It's on Zoom. He won't bite. No, but you'll really enjoy talking to Bob. Thank you, Bob, for coming in.
Thank
Don't
you.
go away. Don't go away.
Okay. Nobody goes away empty-handed here.
No. And I think we have another video. This is our last video for the night, everybody. So we teased this earlier. Everybody has a pet who can do some kind of a trick, right? Well, we got some of our volunteers to videotape their pets doing their tricks. Take a look.
Oh, yes, good girl. Other paw. Yes, good girl. High five. Yes, good girl. Dance, 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 dance. Yes, good boy. And sneeze, and sneeze. And roll over, roll over, roll over. Okay.
Go get it. Return. Go to the steps. Gigi, drop it. Good girl.
And we're hoping that you're all viewing us tonight and supporting Pals for Life, because we all want to get back to our therapy visits. We miss all our friends at the hospitals and the schools and the colleges. Tonight we're hoping Dino will do some tricks for you. We're not sure. He's acting a little tired at this point, but we'll see. Dino, first let's do, I know you see my treats in my hand here. Let's see if you do your first trick. Can you go down? Good boy, good boy. Okay, sit up. Good boy. Can you give Mama a high five? Give Mama a high five. You know how to do it. High five. Good boy. Good boy, high five. Okay, good. Good. All right, sit back. Sit back. Can you give Mama a shake? 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 Good boy, shake. That's good. That's good.
Count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good boy.
Dance. Dance up. Good. Dance. Girl, ready? Okay, sit. Stand. Bow. Bow. Good girl.
Bouncing it on her nose. Free. Good girl. Okay, now we're gonna go through the legs. Through the leg. Through the leg. Good girl.
One more high five for the camera. Yeah, you rock. Thank you, Speckle. Thank you, Speckle.
So
But those videos, I love them. I love them. And my favorite, the bunny falling asleep.
That is hilarious.
A
You should
brilliant
see
trick.
Yes, and it took Kristen forever to do that, because every time she held up the camera, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake." So Kristen had to really, really try very hard to get that actual.
Well done.
I agree with you.
Well
I think
done.
that is hilarious.
And cat, who knew cats could give, I mean, I never had a cat, but that was pretty cool.
So many talented dogs and cats in our program, and clearly having fun, and they're proud owners. It was really quite fantastic.
Speaking of having fun, we are, and Paula has some really great updates for you right now.
I have two fantastic announcements. We have Amber and Arabella are going to do something very special in honor of Sharon, and that is that they are going to match any donations that we get up to $3,000 between now and 9:30 tonight when the auction closes. So every donation that you make to Pals for Life will be doubled. We could make not $3,000, we could make $6,000. We are at $1,300 right now. We're almost halfway. So if you have an ability, maybe you couldn't get an auction item, maybe you have a little extra after seeing all these wonderful videos that Kristen has made of the things that she has done and all of the things that we are trying to accomplish. Now is the time, because later on you make the donation, we will appreciate it. But if you make a donation now, we get it doubled. So there's a donate button on GiveSmart. Just click on that donate button. You can give $10, you can give $100, you can give $500, but every one that you match up to $3,000, thanks to Amber and Arabella.
All for
And
Clint. That's
I'm
amazing.
telling you, and it's in honor of Sharon. So
Oh,
thank you,
you
Sharon.
guys,
It's
thank
fantastic.
you. Oh, I'm so
And
chuckled.
I have another announcement, which is fantastic. David Rosenfeld, the author that we were just talking about, he will give two. So two people get to win the entire shooting match. So I don't know if he's got to actually write more characters into his book, I
Oh,
guess.
right.
But the two top
can be
bidders,
twins.
yeah, they can be twins. Who knows? Exactly. And I think if you play your cards right, he might put your dog, your pet's name in there too. So maybe you and your pet can be a duo in this too. David's a great guy, and he will do a lot to help us out. So two of the David Rosenfeld opportunities. So I'm also going to hand over to Sharon another auction item, which is really beautiful, and I don't think it got the attention it wanted because people couldn't really see it.
Oh, well. Wait, you can't miss this item here. This is lovely. And it's not, if you're looking at it and you think that looks like it's really heavy, it's not lightweight by any, I mean, it's a substantial, lovely piece of jewelry, but it's not overwhelmingly heavy. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
So it
You
is
should
a-
bid on that.
I might.
Christmas is coming day.
Bob.
Exactly. It's, item 174.
Alexis Bitar.
Mhm.
Alexis Bitar bracelets.
Donated by my sister Chris.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
And it It retails at $2.95. So
yeah,
this is a great
gold tone with diamond accents.
Look at that.
Wouldn't that look nice on New Year's? So
absolutely.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
festive.
So that would be.
We need festive right now.
We do need
This
festive
will
right now.
spark up your day.
It really will. That's a real statement piece.
Yeah,
so,
that is. That's gorgeous.
Absolutely. So,
There you go.
So we are pretty much coming close to the end of our evening, and one of the things that I know Sharon shared a story. I wanted to share a story, which is my very first pet visit that I did 35 years ago, and I had brought a puppy out to a nursing home. And the first half an hour was in an activity room, and it went great. Everybody was passing the puppy and holding the puppy and watching the puppy play on the floor. It was fantastic. And the second half an hour, I went to visit people in bedrooms. And actually, that's where things kind of went downhill for me. I was about to go into one room, and there was a big sign on the door, and in handwritten letters, very large, it said, "Strange Priscilla." Well, I kind of hesitated before going into that room. And to my immense relief, there was nobody there. As I went to room, I couldn't help but wondering, why would someone be called Strange Priscilla? And clearly, this sign had to have been a warning. Just at that point, one of the nurses came over to me and she said, "Oh, look, here comes Priscilla. I know she likes animals." Well, I turned and I kind of whispered to her, "Is that Strange Priscilla?" And she said, "No, but it is Priscilla Strange." So that was my introduction to pet therapy. And we have, things have just been a joy ever since. So we have brought joy to ourselves, we have brought joy to others. And we're going to bring Kristen in. Oh, I'm going to move this over so she can sit here. And we're going to bring Kristen over to share, I don't know, Kristen, if you want to share your first pet visit. No. Okay, never mind.
Don't be shy.
So, Sharon, why don't you share your final thoughts?
My final thoughts.
Actually, can I share my first pet visit?
Yes,
sure. Go for it.
So the very first pet visit I ever did, I walked in and somebody told me that I was a mermaid. And I thought that was one of the most fantastic things I'd ever heard. And I asked, why did you think such things? And he's like, well, you're a friend to the animals, you're friendly to me, and his favorite movie was The Little Mermaid. And so something about this experience of our pet visit brought out that joy in him. And it was the animals that bridged that. He had been very withdrawn, hadn't been talking with anybody, didn't really want to receive the help and the care that was being offered through the staff. But it was the animals that bridged that, so he was able to communicate with me. And the biggest compliment I've ever received in my life was that I reminded him of The Little Mermaid. And it's the animals that do that.
I also have to share a story that Kristen was on another pet visit, and someone thought that she looked like a famous singer. They thought that she looked like Vanessa Williams. So they did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. But they said, "I know who you are. I know you're Vanessa Williams." So we never know what will happen on Pet Day, but it's always a lot of fun. And the other thing is, it brings so much out of people. People who didn't think they could smile again are smiling. People who didn't think they could laugh again are laughing. People who never thought they'd see a dog again are holding a dog again. Mm-hmm. So that is really what we are all about, is bringing that love and companionship in all of its different ways to the people who need them so very much. So do you want to go back to Sharon? Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
I just hope that, well, first of all, thank you all so much for being with us this evening. And I hope it gives you a really fuller picture of all that Pals for Life can do and how much it can enrich people's lives and calm them down, give them skills that they might not have. Reading to the dogs, that's an amazing one. Just on and on. It's just so much more than just going into a nursing home and hi and goodbye. Yes. So much more. It's so profound. And anything you can do to help support this group and keep it going in this crazy year, we're going to be fine. Things are going to get better. But right now, everybody needs a little hand up and a leg up and a paw up.
That's true.
And I'm just, thank you so much for having me come and play with you tonight.
We're so happy you could have been here. That is just fantastic. And also, before I forget, a big round of applause to Hannah and Luke for facilitating. They created all of the videos that you saw. They spent countless hours in figuring out how this is going to work. we literally could never have pulled this off at all without their help. They're so easy to work with. They're just nice people, and they have a dog that we are hoping to be a therapy dog at some point. But if you are having an event and you need a facilitator, get in touch with me, and I'll have to get in touch with them, because their organization is called 4 Paws, and they're quite fantastic, and we think the world of them. They did an outstanding job, so yay to you. So, Kristen, did you have some final thoughts?
Just want to say final thank you to everybody for your support, whether you are a volunteer, a human volunteer, a pet volunteer, whether you are a financial supporter, whether you are perhaps the recipient of our services. You are all part of our Pals for Life family, and each and every one of you is vital to our mission, and we are so grateful for each and every one of you. And thank you for being here with us tonight in this very new way that we are bringing this to you. But so thank you for coming along on the journey with us, and we couldn't do it without you.
So we have just going to remind people, donations through 9:30 tonight will be doubled by Amber and Arabella. We also have let's see what we're getting ready to do here.
We're going
here. The auction was going to close at 9. We're going to give you an extra half an hour. Items will go half price at 9:30. Items that have not been bid on. So that's just our little commercial to that the night with us will be over, but your night with donating and bidding is going to go till 9:30. We had said 9 o'clock, and it's going to go till 9:30. So, as our final thoughts of our 35th anniversary celebration and our evening with you, and what we'd like to do is have a toast to Pals for Life for our 35 years of bringing pets to those who need them, to you for making those 35 years possible, and for everyone who is part of the Pals for Life family now and the journey that we are about to take. So thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. We love your support. We love everything you do for us. And for Pals for Life and for you, here's to our next 35 years.
Cheers.
Cheers.